You watch it? What's good? Nano Prodigy, what's good? It's him.
Listen, man. I just want to say first off that Final Stand in its current state right now is not a garbage game. There are a handful of good updates in this game, and if you go through the update logs, it's just no debate whether or not the good updates are good updates. Like, you can clearly tell whenever the game does cook. In this video, I mainly tackle on the issues that I have within this game. If you are new to the channel, subscribe. Liking this video helps me out a lot too, so if you haven't already, please smash that like button. I think Roblox took out star code, so star code Nano no longer exists. You must like this video now. So I have 4 different slots on Final Stand right now. My Tuffle is about to be level 100. This is how I currently feel about the game. First off, I want to say the game is lacking content. I know everybody is waiting for Namek, and that's completely normal, but I feel like the game could have more players right now if every race was good and there was more variety. Namekian, for example, is the best race in this game right now. However, I'm not saying to nerf Namekian. I think the only thing that really deserved a nerf in this game was pre-nerfed Android. It was actually overpowered. I just think that every race needs to be as strong as Namekian. That should be the standard. This Namekian has 500 melee damage with no key drain at all. To be fair, he did perfect Ultimate Namekian with the Dragon Balls. So you could argue Super Saiyan 3 perfected might not have any key drain at all too. A developer has confirmed that perfecting any form in this game gives it no key drain at all. That really doesn't matter because Ultimate Namekian unperfected still has no key drain, while Super Saiyan 3 has the key drain of death. So it's way easier to play on Namekian. You have Gum Gum Pistol, which is the best neutral move in this game. Anybody who is good at this game literally fishes out Gum Gum Pistol. It takes no key to use. Namekians also get Regenerate. That gives you like half of your health bar and key back, on top of it being a literal revive. And they get 20 free stats from Kami. But the main thing that's fun about Namekian is you play the game on easy mode because you never have key drain at all. You don't have to worry about perfecting or mastering anything on Namekian. I also like buffs like this on Majin, okay? I feel like after this absorb buff, man, Majin is creeping into that number 2 spot now, and it can just stay there. Like, Majin can just stay there after this absorb buff. It's perfect. I don't think this absorb buff completely made Majin on par with Namekian in terms of being able to solo raids and solo dungeons, because at the end of the day, I can't absorb a Yeti while in a dungeon or raid. But that's just a content issue, and you know, later down the line, Majins are going to get their second form, so I don't really mind. Human, for example, though, is one of those miserable races that don't even get good until you get your Mystic form. So let's go to Mystic here. You get this at level 153. So you're not getting that until Namek. There's barely anybody on the game right now that's level 153. I'm gonna be honest to you. And then building up to that point, people are going to be like, well, just master your Kaioken. Bro, if you can show me a screenshot of you having 4 white stars on Kaioken, congratulations, because you're probably like the 0.5% that has it. My friend who isn't a tester actually got to level 153 and he has max power mastered, but all his Kaiokens are still stuck at 3 stars. Like, progressing Kaioken is either hard capped or it's just a pain to do. And I wish they gave more information about mastery. I feel like the grind to level 153 is already hard enough. Like, that's the grind itself. Please don't make any other nuances that get in the way of that grind. Now, I can find these little nuances when I play throughout the game. The 2 main ones that I don't like is the super armor system. Bro, these NPCs are already annoying enough. Make it so that when you break somebody's super armor, it doesn't come back in a literal second, because it does. And also, please have some indicator whenever an enemy has super armor up again. Why am I playing a guessing game? There's no strategy to that. I also don't like how vague it is when it comes to mastering and perfecting stuff. You would think somebody that spends at least 300 hours on the game would already have something at least mastered. Not even perfected, just mastered. It's one of those issues where, like, you have to deliberately, like, cheese your way to master or perfect something, and I just don't like the idea of that, bro. Mastery has to be easier, or if it is currently easy right now, people just got to figure out how to do it effectively. We just don't know how to effectively master or perfect anything. Now, I'm probably missing some other stuff that get in the way of the grind to level 153. So leave your thoughts on the comment section down below if there's anything that annoys you about this game. I promise you the soft caps that was put after level 95 and 145 are already miserable enough. You add more misery to it and then the game just doesn't become fun. Anyways, I don't even like my human right now until Kaioken gets mastered or something, like I'm literally gate kept from PvPing on this human or doing anything fun on this human until Namek, because if I go into the Android raid, I get one shot. The reason why I get one shot is because I'm stuck in my base form. Like, what do you want me to do, right? Like, I have great sets when I go Kaioken, right? See, my defense actually goes up and everything. My key max actually becomes super good, but then I get all my health taken. So for like 5 seconds, I become useful. For humans specifically, can we at least get a form before Mystic? Like, it doesn't have to be the best form in the world, but I preferably do want to have a form that will allow me to go into raids like the Android raid without getting one shot. It can literally just be a form that gives me a 50 stat boost and then sprinkle in a passive or something, bro. I have to do extra work when it comes to Trunks. Sometimes I can't even beat Trunks. So let me just queue up for Trunks real quick here. My Trunks run is literally dependent on if I hit all my Kaioken beams. And I had to go into Kaioken right away because in base, my key max is trash. I can't use my beams and waste them in base or all of my key is gone too, which is the annoying part. You see how annoying it is as a human now? So human needs something to combat the fact that it's just trash before Mystic, okay? Whether you want to buff Kaioken mastery progression, give humans some sort of passive, or just a early level form, just something before Mystic would be nice. But here, let me go ahead and try to see if I can get a good run with Trunks real quick here. Activate Kaioken. Oh yeah, this might be a good run here. This might be a good run here, boys. Activate ×2 now. Oh yeah, this is a good run. I like it. I like it. I like it. Kaioken. This was actually a great run where Trunks was a good boy for me. And I get walling. Okay. But you can see by the end of the raid, though, this dude barely even touched me. Look at my health. I have to do all of that. Like, imagine if he touched me, bro. I can get on any other race in the game, do the exact same thing, but I'll be informed. Humans early game, they just suck. It's definitely one of those races where you want to wait until Namek before you make one, but I just don't like the idea of that. There's some races in this game where it's like, yeah, the race is good. You just got to be 150, bro. Okay, so yeah, let me just go ahead and slave hours on this game. Except the early game for human is trash, so it's like, yeah, I can slave hours, become level 150 to finally get something decent. But on that path to 150, it's so miserable because I don't have a form. My Kaioken is buns. When I could be on Namekian, and every part of the journey is actually super fun. The crazy part is Mystic isn't even like God's gift to Earth. Like, I could argue that Mystic is on par with Ultimate Namekian anyways. Like, you would think, okay, after all that grind, Mystic has to be the best level 150 form. Like, no. Ultimate Namekian is just as good as Mystic. Tuffle is something that they did right, okay? You can see I absorbed my friend Guap now. Look at this. The stats are just great, man. 179 melee at level 83. We go into potential unleashed here. Here are my stats. 254 melee. Level 83. I love it, man. They need to keep Tuffle this way. So the buffs that they did to Tuffle, first off, they made it so that whoever's data you stole, so I stole Guap's data, right? You can keep it across servers now. So back then you couldn't, but now I can go into any server and I'm able to keep whoever I stole, which is really good because back then Tuffle was just trash to grind on because you would go into a raid and then you would have to find somebody to possess again. Now I can go into, you know, the Trunks raid, for example, solo and be no problem. Like, it's literally just no problem to just go here solo. Tuffle is in a perfect position right now, and Tuffle is a perfect example of a race being trash and miserable, them giving it a few tweaks and buffs, and now it's one of the most fun races in this game. Like, I actually want to prog my Tuffle now. I thought I would have never saw the day that this would come. Like, I thought for sure, like, Tuffle was done. There's just no way they would make me ever progress this race. I was about to delete this slot, but now it's like the most fun slot that I have. I mean, possession guard breaks. I'm incentivized to train my possession because it makes whoever I possess stronger. Hold on. Let me go ahead and do the same thing I did with Trunks. The reason why you spam beams against Trunks, by the way, I mean, in this first stage, you can actually combo him, but then in the second stage, he has super armor, so you just gotta spam the beam skis. You gotta spam the beam skis on him, bro. I'm sorry to tell you, dude. So if you hold a body of whoever you Tuffleize for at least 3 days, the stat steal scaling increases to 35%, which is really nice. Also, possession is just super fun to use. Like, this is a move done right now. It's gone through a lot of changes and stuff, but now it's a guard break that's just super fast. It's a reliable guard breaker. It's a combo extender now, so I can go in here and put in some paint on this evil Majin. Look, boom, guard break. Come here, boy. All right, I'm going to try to end him with possession here. Boom. You can see that little orb right there. It's going to slowly heal me, as you can see. And then I think it gives some ki back too. And the more that you progress possession, the better the heal is. And then also the more stars that you have on progression too will correlate to your form mastery. So if I have 4 stars on possession, any form that I use will have 4 stars. So endgame Tuffle would be maxing out your possession and then getting somebody with a legendary Super Saiyan. Now you have a mastered legendary Super Saiyan. That's something I'm looking forward to. That's why I want to progress my Tuffle now and spam possession until I get this to 4 stars. This is a race done right. Do not touch Tuffle. It's in a good spot right now. It doesn't need nerfs, doesn't need buffs. The only thing it needs is content additions as the game moves forward. Androids are in a good spot right now. You can solo anything with androids just because of the fact that you can run away, regenerate your ki. They also only get better within updates too, because by the time the max level is like 350, you have 350 in all stats. The combination of 350 health max with 350 resistances on both sides just sounds pretty scary. You don't feel miserable when you play the game on androids. They also have like the most exclusive capsules in the game. This is a race also done right. We've already talked about namekians, super good. Majins are also super good right now too. Frieza race is super good. It's got the passives, man. It's got the Zenkai. The only way this race ever falls off is if the future forms like Golden Frieza and Black Frieza are just absolutely terrible. From a fun standpoint though, man, you can definitely have fun on a Frieza. Like there's just no way you go on this race and find a way to complain. I mean, you just spam your ki moves and go crazy. Granted though, every high level mob in the game now is just so ki resistance, like Dabura, Boo. You're kind of forced to like go in and box them. So the Frieza race, it's like one of those feel bad moments. But when it comes to like, you know, the lower end dungeons and stuff, you're just a boss raid. You can just spam and stuff like that. Regardless though, this is about having fun. And I feel like you do have fun on the Frieza race. Jiren race, man, you have fun with this race once you actually put some ki max into it. The thing is with Jiren is you're forced to go ki max to have fun with this race. So your form gives you ki health. By the time you run out of health, your ki bar becomes your health bar. So going ki max on Jiren is nice. However, that passive doesn't stay for the level 100 form. So you only get that passive at the level 50 form and the level 150 form. So Jiren is utterly trash until Namek 2. This is one of those races where you have to wait until Namek because I believe a mastered full emotion would go crazy. You get a mastered full emotion and now you have no ki drain. The only thing I would say for this race is that the increased stats at low health is just trash, because it does sound nice on paper until you figure out that you only get like 30 free stats when you're low. But they also made the form stats from Jiren trash compared to every other race to compensate for the fact that they have this increased stats at low health. When you do trigger this passive at full capacity, you're just as strong as like a Super Saiyan. That doesn't have to be low at all. They either need to buff this passive or they just need to buff the form stats itself. I will say from a fun standpoint though, you can definitely make a PvE Jiren build even before you get to level 150. So the grind to 150 isn't that miserable. You want to just be in your level 50 form at all times. The level 100 form is just trash, and just spam M1s, bro. Go crazy with the M1s, never run out of ki, and you just don't die. PvP wise, Jiren is trash until you master full emotion, and nobody's mastering full emotion until Namek, so say goodbye. I think the alien race is fine now. I mean, some of them needs to have exclusive stuff. Mushroom, for example, have Gum Gum Pistol, right? Which is really cool. And then Yardrat specifically are able to get Gigantify. I feel like it's just a content issue with aliens right now. If in the future they get their own exclusive forms, that would be pretty cool. Being on an alien though is definitely super fun if you make the right build for it, and it's also dependent on if you get max power or not. Getting max power on an alien feels great. I've already gone through humans, and then last but not least we have these Saiyans. This is a very debatable race. They're making this race better. They actually buff Super Saiyan 2. You get increased M1 damage in Super Saiyan 2, and you're also faster. You have false Super Saiyan, which is a revive. The thing is though, it's a boss drop, while Namekians can get a revive for free. This race definitely does become better though when Super Saiyan God comes out. Honestly, it's not even miserable to progress as a Saiyan. At least when you get Super Saiyan. When you get Super Saiyan, you're able to go in and progress. It's definitely not a situation like human where you get one shot in Android raid. You can pop Super Saiyan 2 in the Android raid. Soloing stuff like Snowfield and Android though as a Super Saiyan 2, that's debatable. You can definitely solo everything on a Namekian. You can't really do that on a Saiyan. Honestly, from a fun standpoint, I just think that Saiyans need a new passive. And honestly, that just goes for like every race in the game right now that doesn't have like an exclusive free move or a good passive. Bro, you gotta add a passive to humans or give them like an exclusive move. I mean, I know they have like what, Inspire? Bro, that shit is trash. Stop. Like every race in this game needs that Namekian and Majin level move, you know? Like when you pick Namekian and Majin, you know you're going to get Absorb. You know you're going to get Gum Gum Pistol. You know you're gonna get Regenerate. We need stuff like that for every race, bro. Something that makes me go, yeah, I'm going to pick that race. This is not a competitive fighter. Stop treating this game like a competitive fighter. I hate whenever they buff and nerf the most useless things in this game. Just make the game fun, bro. Their idea of making the game better is to quote unquote balance it. At the end of the day, bro, please prioritize variety and fun over balance, because at the end of the day, I think the game becomes well balanced when everything is good and there's a good variety in things. If you try too hard to nerf and buff specific things, there's definitely going to be a certain meta that everybody is forced into if they want to have fun and win. Anyways, I'm out. Have a great day, y'all.
All I gotta do is put my mind to this shit. Goddamn. Cancel out my ex, I put a line through that bitch. I like all my S's with 2 lines through them shits.